What do you know? WWE paid off an angle with involving Rey Mysterio and Brock Lesnar, and they paid it off in a big way. On the WWE's debut edition of SmackDown on Fox, we saw Rey Mysterio bring out his good buddy, Cain Velasquez, down to the ring, and Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar got involved in a physical altercation after Brock Lesnar's match against Kofi Kingston. Cain Velasquez left MMA. He is no longer in the USADA testing pool, and he went down, found some ways to get wrestling training. He was in a few things at the Performance Center, and it looked like he was going to have his in with WWE. But maybe WWE didn't want to get right in with him. Maybe they actually sent him somewhere to sort of get in the ring before being in their ring. Cain Velasquez was shortly involved with Triple Mania and AAA down in Mexico. It was then released that basically Cain Velasquez was looking to start some sort of a bidding war between New Japan Pro Wrestling and WWE to see where he would pick up and prolong his wrestling career. It looks as of now, WWE has signed him. There's no terms that are put out there. Some people even have been reporting that maybe this is just a one-off for Cain Velasquez to have a match against Brock Lesnar. I can honestly say that in this state of wrestling in America, New Japan is trying to get its foot in the door and start spreading New Japan into more of a household name instead of just being with the hardcore of hardcores that want to stay up until 2 or 3 in the morning and watch a wrestling show. And then at the same time, AEW is launching their company on TNT and with their debut show beating WWE's NXT brand out there. I think that if there's anybody that wants to get involved with pro wrestling and WWE thinks that there's a chance that they can do anything in wrestling to move the needle, even if it is just a little bit, WWE is going to sign that person and put them on the back burner or use them to their full potential that they can. So I think that if there is a chance that they got Cain Velasquez to sign for a one match, there's no way they really sign him to one match unless they're going to at least get a block of time marked up where Cain Velasquez isn't going to be going to AEW or New Japan for, let's say, a year. So I would bet that even if he's not going to be doing full-time appearances on Monday Night Raw or on SmackDown, that Cain Velasquez is going to be a WWE superstar for at least 365 days, I would think. They're going to have this match. It's going to take place on I think the name of the pay-per-view is Crown Jewel. I think they're using that again. It's going to be in Saudi Arabia. Definitely, it is going to be the main event of the show. Brock Lesnar bringing his WWE Championship that he just won from Kofi Kingston. There's people in an uproar that Cain Velasquez could win the WWE Championship in only his first match in the company. I don't think that would be the first time that it's ever happened. But if they did, that would be a monumental thing. In my back pocket, I'm going to think, we've seen these shows from Saudi Arabia. We've seen them from Australia. WWE puts up these big WrestleMania-like shows. They draw a huge gate. Definitely Saudi Arabia gives them a ton of money up front to make sure that they're going to make money off this deal. They put it on the WWE network so that fans in America feel like they get to sit and watch a wrestling show, and it makes the WWE network feel like it's worth the money, and it keeps giving us more and more at the same time. But we all think about these shows, nothing ever really happens. I mean, the biggest match that probably went down is the WrestleMania rematch between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar inside the steel cage. We all thought that was going to be a lock, and Brock ended up winning. And we all thought that Roman was going to win the championship there. It was going to be a big moment. It was going to make Saudi Arabia feel that these shows were really worth the money that they were putting down. And it wasn't. we had another match where basically the Universal Championship was stripped, and they had to have a match between Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman for that title, and everybody thought that Braun's finally going to get that title. He's finally going to be champion. He's finally going to be that guy. And they went to Brock again, what everybody hates. So, I mean, they've had chances to give moments on the shows that people are going to care about, and they've never really delivered. So, you know, there is wrestling on those shows. Sometimes it's good wrestling. More often it's what you're going to see if you go to a WWE house show in your local stadium or arena or wherever you go see wrestling at. It's just going to be the normal house show matches. They just happen to be on the network and you get to watch them. So that's what makes me think that, you know, they're probably going to have a match. It's probably going to be some sort of a schmoz finish where they brawl outside of the ring and they can't keep them away from each other. And so the referee is forced to do the count out, and then the fight comes home. And I don't know if that means you do it at Survivor Series, the next big pay-per-view they save it for the Royal Rumble, or they just flat out wait until WrestleMania. But Cain Velasquez versus Brock is the talk of the town. As of right now, my thing is I think it's going to be a no finish. What do you guys think?